Mabuhay from the beautiful city of Manila. I'm Bakwelso for the channel Fragrance RX, and as you can read from the title down below, I'll be joined by two of my friends and we'll be making a video about the top 3 fragrances which is best to be used in this quarantine period. So, wanna find out what are our top 3 fragrances to be used in the quarantine period? Stay tuned! As I've mentioned a while ago, I'll be joined by two of my friends. First is Kuya Nico of the channel Nico Miranda PH, and second, Victor of the channel Your Average Fraghead. Now, make sure to check out their channels. I'll put their links down below. So, we've chosen 3 fragrances from our fragrance collection which we think are best to be used in the quarantine period. Now, this is in no particular order. My first on the list, we have here from the house of Christian Dior, Sauvage Cologne. Why is this fragrance on my list? Because this fragrance really smells very refreshing, very invigorating. As we stay in our homes this quarantine period, we miss the smell of the outdoors. We miss the smell of the grass outside. Now this one, since this fragrance has vetiver, it really does have an earthly vibe. Now, when we are already in our houses, staying there for a very long time, we miss what the outdoors smell. We miss what nature smells like. We miss the natural smell. That's why I chose this fragrance. This has grapefruit, bergamot, and mandarin orange, which really smells good. And petitgrain, by the way. Those are natural smelling scents, very citrus scents. Now this fragrance opens up with that burst of citrus freshness, and as we go towards the middle part and the dry down, that's when the vetiver will become more prominent. That will produce the earthly vibe. And this fragrance right here, this Eau Sauvage Cologne, will produce that earthly nature vibe that we surely miss when we are already staying in our homes for a very long time. So my first on the list, we have here from the house of Christian Dior, Eau Sauvage Cologne. Second on the list, we have here from the house of Gucci, which is Gucci Envy. Now I have here the first formulation of Gucci Envy because the second formulation has a dark green color into it. And why is this on my list? Because, well, when we are already staying in our homes for a very long time, our hair will grow very big. That's why I chose this fragrance, because this fragrance is a barbershop type of scent. It has a barbershop vibe. Imagine yourself, you just got out of the barbershop. That's how this fragrance smells like. It has a dominant ginger and sandalwood notes, which produces that barbershop vibe. Now, I will highly recommend this fragrance, but you will have to spend a lot of money if you want to have this fragrance, because at eBay, this fragrance costs about 10,000 pesos, roughly about $200 US. So you will really have to spend a lot of money if you want to have this Gucci Envy right here. But I still chose this fragrance as one of my quarantine scents because, well, as you can see from my haircut, I really do need a haircut right now. Okay, so second on my list, we have here from the house of Gucci, Gucci Envy. So, my last on the list, we have here from the house of Victor and Rolf, we have here Spice Bomb. So why did I choose this Spice Bomb from the house of Victor and Rolf? Because this fragrance has tobacco, cinnamon, and pepper, which produces that sweet spicy vibe. Now I also have this Victor and Rolf's Spice Bomb Extreme, but it is too rough for me, unlike this Spice Bomb, the original Spice Bomb, which is a lot smoother compared with this Spice Bomb Extreme. Now this fragrance is perfect if you wanna cuddle up with your special someone, especially if you're spending most of the time at home and you're not allowed to go outside. So it's best to spend the rest of your time with your loved ones. And what a best way to spend your time with your loved ones by using this fragrance. Perfect intimate scent, perfect hugging scent. And this fragrance doesn't project that much, so you can really use this for intimate moments. So I suggest this is the perfect time to spend the most of your time with your loved ones, with your special someone. So you can use this Spice Bomb for those intimate moments that I've mentioned a while ago. Again guys, make the most out of it while we are in this quarantine period. Make the most of your time with your loved ones, because once the quarantine period is lifted, we'll all go back to normal. We will go back to our normal ways, to our work, to our school, to our jobs. And again, we will not have enough time with our loved ones. So while we still can in this quarantine period, make the most out of it. Spend most of your time with your loved ones. With my number 1 on the list, we have here from the house of Victor and Rolf, Spice Bomb. So guys, listen up. I'll now introduce you to one of my friends, Nico of the channel Nico Miranda PH. He reviews fragrances, whether it's a niche fragrance or designer fragrance. He has many videos in his YouTube channel. I'll put the link down below, make sure to check out his channel. He is also Pinoy YouTube fragrance reviewer. He is based here in the Philippines like me. So what are your top 3 fragrances for this quarantine period? Take it away, Nico.
Thank you, Doc Wedsel, for having me here. Such a great collection, incomparable, as always. One of the OGs here in the Philippines. Salute. So I'll start my list with this. John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This one is a perfect summer fragrance like we're experiencing right now. We're having a summer season here in the Philippines, but unfortunately, we're having a quarantine period today, so we're staying home. Okay, so this is one of the perfumes that I use inside the house, John Varvatos Artisan Pure. Why? Because of course it's hot, and this one is perfect for hot weather. This one has a mandarin burst of it. It has a woody notes, it has a lavender floral note, so it can do the job. This one lasts longer also on your skin, and just put another additional sprays on your clothes for extra longevity. So yeah, my first on the list, John Varvatos Artisan Pure. So for our second perfume that I use here in the quarantine period, Mugler Cologne by Thierry Mugler. If you want to smell like you just got out of the shower, this one is the perfect perfume for you. This one smells like an Irish Spring bar of soap. Yeah, for real. No, with performance as well, of course, because this one is a perfume. This one is a very fresh perfume. Neroli based perfume with bergamot. So that's it. And this one also performs way better than other fresh fragrances available in the market. So this one can do the job. So again, my second perfume, Mugler Cologne by Thierry Mugler. And for the last perfume that I used here in the ECQ or the quarantine period here in the Philippines, we have Dad's Lemon Tree Garden or Dad's Garden Lemon Tree by Lush. This one is the perfume that I use whenever I go outside, whenever I need to go to the grocery, whenever I need to go to the market, to the wet market, or to the to the drugstore to buy medicines for my wife. This is the perfume that I reach. Why? Because this one has a piercing smell of lemon and bergamot. This one is a very fresh fragrance as well, but be cautious with the way you spray, because you only need 2 sprays on this, because this one is very harsh. It has an harsh opening, and then you don't want to offend anyone, but of course we have a social distancing, so at least you can spray 4 sprays on this, but I only do a couple of sprays on the neck. So that's it. That's Garden Lemon Tree.
Thank you, Nico and Doc Wenzel, for having me. Hi, my name is Victor from your Average Fraghead YouTube channel, and here's my top 3 quarantine fragrances. The first one that I'm going to show you is an Aventus cologne, and that is Supremacy Silver from the House of Afnan. This is bright and very uplifting scent because of the prominent note, which is pineapple. This is a really great cologne, a very smooth and well-blended juice with no alcohol blast or whatsoever. Whenever I'm at home, this is my go-to scent for doing my errands or just chilling in general, as this makes me feel very clean and the smell is really good. The one thing that I hate about this fragrance is that it has a moderate projection, which only lasts for about 45 minutes to an hour, then it sits close to the skin for about 5 to 6 hours. So that is Supremacy Silver from the House of Afnan, a really great Aventus clone. Yep, really nice quality juice here. Okay, the next one is La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is well known for its cardamom. This is a very warm, spicy, and seductive fragrance made for dates and close encounters. But for me, I really love wearing this before going to bed. It relaxes me as the smell is very calming. Sure, the longevity is not that great, around 4 hours tops on my skin, but this is really a one-of-a-kind scent, and the first 2 hours is truly magical on this one. So that's my number 2, La Nuit de l'Homme, one of my most favorite scent in my collection. Finally, my number 1, which is currently my most favorite fragrance to wear, and that is Rehab from Initio Parfums Privé. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying that this is not practical using as your quarantine scent, as this is really expensive and this should be saved for special occasions. And majority of the people won't invest this much to a fragrance anyway. But for me, whenever I wear this, my mood will immediately cheer up, boost my energy, and give me that positive vibes that I'm needing. The scent is that enjoyable to me. It has that really clean tobacco with creamy vanilla vibes, coming across milky sometimes, and given that this is a niche, the blend here is so smooth and soothing that I really love. And yes, this has similarities with Spice Bomb, but only in the first 45 minutes, but overall a much smoother and it projects stronger. And given that this is an extracted parfum concentration, it really has an excellent longevity. It lasted on my skin about 10 to 12 hours. So that is my most favorite fragrance right now. Rehab from Initio Parfums Privé. I really love this scent. So that is my list. Thanks once again to Doc Lancel for having me in this video. This has been your Average Fraghead signing off.
You heard our top 3 fragrances for this quarantine period. Now what are your top 3 fragrances for this quarantine period? Again, leave your comments down below and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Fragrance RX, and also to Nico and Victor's channels. I'll put their links down below. Again, this is Weza for the channel Fragrance RX, your fragrance doctor. See you in the next video. Have a nice day and stay fragrant!